Pyrenees. But Dave and Tony have already lost precious time thanks to a cantankerous sat-nav.
Well, my wife will be very disappointed. She bought the sat-nav for a Christmas present because my other one broke.
Whilst the crew travel the length of France, Kate and Chris are off to the airport to catch a flight to the Pyrenees. Their kids will be staying with their grandparents whilst the move takes place.
I hope it's as lovely as we remember. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I hope it is. A lot of money invested in 20 minutes worth of viewing.
Yeah.
Back on the roads in France, the boys have finally found what they're looking for.
Thank you.
A cafe.
Bonjour.
And it's a chance to converse with the locals.
Could I order some of the sausage? Oui. Oui. Oui.
With their language skills faltering, the lads identify Tony as their cunning linguist.
We'd like to present you with this phrase book for under fives.
Well, thank you, lads. La grande beer. Means large beer.
Studies his homework there.
Hoping that Tony will translate for them through France, the crew hit the roads for the final 2-hour drive to the Pyrenees.
So what do you think with Tony in this phrase book?
I think he'll have a look at it for about 2 minutes, yeah?
Well, go to sleep.
And go to sleep.
Donnez-moi, s'il vous plaît.
But keeping an eye on Tony's French isn't the only problem for Dave.
Where's the bloody Pyrenees then?
He's once again having navigational issues.
The only thing that's concerning me at the moment is that I'm not seeing much of the Pyrenees. And according to the sat-nav, we should be there in 30 minutes.
The Coulsons' new Pyrenean house is in the middle of nowhere. After 900 miles on the road, the crew think they may finally be there.
Thanks to you.
Luckily, they've chanced upon a local monsieur for final directions.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites? Vous déménagez ou qu'est-ce que vous faites?
English.
Oui, anglais, oui, d'accord,
Yeah,
c'est ça, j'ai compris.
But chief translator Tony is nowhere to be seen.
Il y a un anglais au fond là-bas, anglais au fond là-bas.
Yeah, down the bottom of the road.
On the right?
Oui,
Oui, yeah.
la dernière.
On the right, yeah.
With far less navigational trouble, Kate and Chris arrive at their new home via a relatively brisk 2-hour flight.
Still standing.
Having seen the property for only 20 minutes before buying, it's the first chance the Coulsons have had to properly look at their new home.
Well, at least it hasn't burnt down.
Let's go and let's find all the lights and turn them on. This is where we're sleeping tonight. And there, usually, is the Pyrenees in that cloud.
They now own 7 acres of Pyrenean countryside, with a swimming pool and an undeveloped barn. Their 2-storey house has cost them £225,000.
It's really surreal seeing it again for the second time because we only saw it for 20 minutes and we're very, very, very relieved that we love it even more.
It's fantastic. It's everything we wanted, everything we dreamed it would be, and hopefully in the next couple of years we'll make it what we want to. There's Pickfords.
Yes, Pickfords are coming. Whoa! Here comes
That is good timing.
After 11 hours of driving, the crew have finally arrived at the Coulsons' house, but to alpine temperatures of minus 13 degrees.
Just pointing out to Lee here how cold it is in my cab at the moment. That is ice on the inside of the door. Look at that. I told you it was cold. Yeah.
Good morning. Hey.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Oui.
The crew won't relish working in freezing conditions, but they've got just one day to unpack before heading back to the UK.
Who in their right mind would want to conquer Everest?
Well, you've got to be off your character. You're not going to be well, have you?
Totally nuts.
Hey, North Pole. Stick it. I'll go for the 2 weeks in sunny Spain or something, would do me.
As the temperatures drop further, it's getting harder to work for this warm-blooded crew.
To be honest with you, if it gets any colder, we're just going to have to stop the job for a few hours, see if it warms up or anything. I can feel all the cold in all my joints, so that's not a good scenario for the job. And it's not a good scenario for the lads either. We're just freezing at the moment.
This is a headache for our international crew.
It's A to B removals, not A, B, C, D, F, G.
And Tony samples a French delicacy.
I told you he wouldn't like that one.
In the Pyrenees, new expats, Kate and Chris Coulson, are settling into their French home. After the sale of their Norwich house, they're mortgage-free, and they'll even have a small surplus to set up their yoga retreat.
The flat bit hopefully will be used for camping. That end of the house inside will be guest accommodation, and then we're going to convert the whole of the barn into maybe an apartment up top, self-contained, and then some B&B rooms underneath.
But things will be tight, so with a lifetime in construction, Chris will be undertaking the building work.
I hope to do a lot of the work myself, save the costs, and I've got the time, and yeah, that's the idea, really.
I think certainly by next summer we would hope to have our first paying guests. Maybe sooner, who knows?
But the only plan on the crew's mind is where to put the French dresser, which Kate inherited from her late father.
Hey, perfect. Yeah, just drop it on. That's perfect. Excellent. She'll be well chuffed.
The dresser,
Yes.
is this where you want it?
Well,
Because Chris thought that was the best place.
so do you think that's... do you think that's on this side?
Well, right now with a lot of these boxes, I can't picture where anything is.
I think I'm in charge of placement.
Yeah, knock yourself out, boys.
Oh, you gave in a bit easy there.
Yeah. You know what? After 18 years, it's easier to give in now than to just keep going and give in later.
OK, mate, I'll take that advice.
But in -13-degree temperatures, rearranging Kate's furniture is the last thing Lee and the boys need.
That would be so nice in the kitchen, though.
I totally agree.
It's time for a kitchen, isn't it? Let me go and see if there's space.
I'm joking. Customer isn't always right, though.
No, she's not even close this time.
Hearing that Chris doesn't speak French, Tony sees an opportunity for a housewarming gift.
I got given this book earlier on. I'm now going to hand it over to you because it'll help you.
It'll help me. French phrase book for kids.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
It helps you out. It will help you out. Same for you two.
Much to the chagrin of the lads, the dresser is once again on the move.
Oh, it's got to go in here because we need the storage.
It's A to B removals, not A, B, C, D, F, G.
I'm not sure.
You know what?
I'll tell you what. Absolutely fantastic. That is fantastic.
Perfect, thank you.
As the day draws to a close, the boys are given a chance to thaw out with the traditional French cup of tea.
I can't believe there's a sofa in the kitchen and nobody's sat on it. You're the ones who are working. I'm just telling you where to put the dressing. Is that like your worst nightmare of a customer?
No, you're getting there.
Oh, here. Oh, no, here. Oh, no, here. Oh.
There's only 18 rooms in this house. There's been 15 of them.
The lads give it one final push to unload the rest of the house. And last but not least is Chris's prized motorcycle.
Oh, look at that. Hey?
After a mammoth 10-hour day, the removal crew have finished. Having given up on the French language, for Tony there's just one last chance to embrace a little bit of French culture.
I'll take that one back if I should. Hold it.
You won't like it.
It looks disgusting, I'll be honest. Well, I'm going to make every effort to eat a bit.
Oh, that is strong. That's musty. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
I told you he wouldn't like that one.
Good job, well done for trying. Your mum would be very pleased.
Yeah, you were very brave.
And after a dabble in French cheese, an epic journey and a near Arctic move, it's time for the boys to say au revoir to the Coulsons.
Okay.